Hey guys, it's Chelsea. So you probably noticed that I'm filming in a different location. I'm actually at Josh's condo and I am on his screened-in kind of porch situation. I just kind of wanted to be outside while I film this video and talk about this whole situation because it just felt right. You know, since everything kind of went down outdoors. But I do have a fan next to me. I hope it's not affecting the sound quality too much, but it is just so hot here, you guys. As soon as Hurricane Irma left, the heat came here in Florida. I've got a little Red Bull, so if my throat starts to hurt or something, I'm gonna sip on that a little, sugar-free. Anyway, let's just kind of get into the video. I don't even know where to begin with this, but I just want to make it known before I get into this that please do not take this video or any of my vlogs kind of leading up to Irma as me trying to capitalize on this situation and try and make money, as if anyone on YouTube even does that anymore. I'm just kidding, but yeah, it's just, I'm not trying to capitalize on this or get views or anything. I simply just want to tell a story. And even, you know, I told Josh I wanted to make a video and he was like, why do you want to make a video? And it's just because, you know, I only have like 1,000 or so subscribers, but you guys are subscribed to me and this channel is called Life of Chelsea. And I've just kind of made a pact with myself that when I want to talk about something, I'm going to talk about it. Things that are going on in my life, things that are going on in the world that I think are relevant, why not? You know, I feel as if I can't really make a wrong video for this channel because it is about my life, and Hurricane Irma has been a very traumatic not life-altering, but just very eye-opening, crazy situation that, I mean, the first time I actually knew that Irma was coming was last Monday, and by that weekend it rolled in. So I learned about it on Labor Day, which was Monday, and by that same weekend it was as if the world turned upside down here in Florida. So I just kind of want to talk about it. I think it's good for everyone that's been affected by, you know, Harvey and Irma and all of these crazy natural disasters that are happening right now, to talk about it. We need to get this conversation going. These things are happening all over the world, and I think people cannot ignore the fact that this is probably a sign of climate change. And I just kind of want to talk about it, feel how you want to feel on all of that stuff, but that's why I want to talk about it, because it's something that happened in my life and that's what I talk about here on my channel, and because I think it needs to help start a conversation. I mean, please look at images from Harvey, from Irma. Please look at these images, and if you don't feel any sort of sadness or anything, I don't know if you're human or not, because it is just so tragic what's going on. And it's so crazy because I feel right after Harvey happened, I remember watching Graveyard Girls video about it and other people's video, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. I'm so thankful to be here. And lo and behold, you know, one rolled in right after that. It was the whole situation's crazy. So I made vlogs kind of documenting my situation very last minute. It was just on my phone, spur of the moment stuff. It wasn't anything planned or cinematic or anything, but just kind of showing what was going on here in Florida. And you guys, things are not back to normal yet. Things are starting to get back to normal, but there's still so many people without electricity, which is getting worked on every day, but there's still people without electricity. There's still grocery stores and there's still grocery stores and stuff closed. There's still stoplights that are off and not working because there's no electricity in the area, which is super scary because it's supposed to turn into a four-way stop when that happens, and it's not, and there's been accidents because of that. And things are not back to normal yet. The grocery store shelves are pretty barren. A lot of the grocery stores around here are running off generators. Me and Josh were just at the Publix up the street, and the power just went out while we were in there, and then it came back on. It like flickered. It was super weird. But anyway, I just want to talk to you guys about my whole Hurricane Irma story. I mean, to start it off, I don't want you guys to worry. My home, my family, everything is safe, everything is fine, but the whole situation was very eye-opening, and I just kind of want to talk about it. So basically the last vlog I made was Saturday, and I went on a run because I wanted to kind of keep up with my workout routine as much as I could, even though all of this was happening. It wasn't as if I was going to risk my life to go on a run or to work out, but I mean, it was just a little windy on Saturday. And where I lived, it was going to roll in on Sunday. And I'm not going to say exactly where I live in Florida because it's not safe. It's never really safe to do it, but especially when you have such a small channel and, you know, it's not safe. So, you know, I live in Florida and it rolled through on Sunday. So, so Saturday is when the wind started picking up, and that's where I left you guys off. And then Sunday happened, and Sunday during the day was fine. The winds had definitely picked up. Things were starting to get a little hectic. I turned on the news in the morning and, you know, watched it kind of have gone through the Keys and go through Naples and the Sarasota area and Miami down there, and then slowly kind of make its way up. And it was it was literally like watching, I don't know how to explain it. It's like watching your fate, you know. It's crazy. I mean, we're so blessed to be able to have that type of technology to know when stuff like that's going to happen, because imagine back in the day, you know, because it literally, it was like Saturday, it's a little windy, but everything's fine. By Sunday, life had changed. You guys, there was no gas. I swear to you, on Sunday, when this thing was coming, I guess they'd stopped the shipments and cut off the ports and everything where a lot of gas comes here in Florida through different ports. And all of the gas stations were wrapped in plastic. There was no gas. Not many stores were open. Pretty much no one was really open on Sunday. It was a lot. So my family luckily prepared. We boarded up the windows. I mean, my dad was literally working up until the last second, up until Sunday night when it was supposed to hit my area. He was just working and working all day. Went over to my uncle's house, helped them. You know, family was helping family, trying to get ready for this thing. Boarded up the house. We were very well prepared. We had lots of supplies. And my dad had a generator hooked up, ready to go. So we were very well prepared, but the stress, you guys, the stress of that week I'm still recovering from it. I swear to you, I'm sleeping a lot harder than I used to because that stress from that week, preparing for it, the day it was supposed to come, the stress after has been so crazy. And yeah, it's just been a lot. So the stress was just insane. I can't get over it. Again, we're so blessed to have that technology to know what's coming so we can prepare, but God, it was just so stressful, and everywhere was running out of gas. Grocery stores were running out of food, and that's just stuff we don't experience here in America. So that was mind-boggling in itself. I'd never been in a state of emergency like that before, and been grown and known what's going on, and had my own car and a job I had to get to. But I worked all the way up until Friday. A lot of places closed like Thursday and Friday and stuff, but worked all the way up till Friday. And then it hit, and you know, things were whatever. It was very rainy. There was lots of sheets of rain coming in. We were watching the news literally the whole time this thing was going on, as you should if there's a huge weather event going on. Josh and my dad kept trying to switch it to sports channels, and we're upset that they kept showing the news. But at the end of the day, I mean, you need to be prepared. Things can change in an instant. Tornadoes and lots of other crazy stuff can happen during a hurricane. So you have to, you know, pay attention so you know about those changing weather events. Josh is looking at me. I wish I could pan the camera, but I don't know how. Anyway, so it hits and everything's whatever. There's just sheets of rain and it's pretty windy out. And then you guys, as nighttime fell Sunday night, we were getting like 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And I say that was one of the most scariest things. I could not imagine. My heart broke as those wind gusts were coming through, because I was trying to sleep and lay down and I couldn't because the wind was so crazy, especially because we have bedrooms upstairs and wind is even worse as you go up, you know. But anyway, I just felt for those people in the islands and the people that got the eye wall, the people in Florida and you know, in Cuba and everything, that got those 100 and something mile per hour winds, I could not deal with it, because those 80 to 90 mile per hour wind gusts that you know, my city got was a lot. It was, I mean, it woke me up. I mean, I was trying to sleep, you know, the wind was crazy, trees were hitting my house, branches and stuff, you know, because we have trees around my house, and that 190 mile per hour hit at like 4 a.m. and I just got up. I was freaking out. I swear it sounded like a tree was gonna hit the house. Everything on the patio moved. I fly downstairs. Me and Josh are like, we're going downstairs. Fly down there. My sister and her boyfriend are up. He was actually outside when it happened. Crazy. But yeah, it was just surreal. I could not imagine the people, and the Keys too, I believe they got, you know, the 100 and something mile per hour winds. I could not imagine that. That is like skin crawling. It's so disturbing when that fast comes through. And yeah, so that, I was just trying to get sleep. It was crazy. It lasted into Monday, the craziness. It started kind of flooding around my house, and we pretty much had the front boarded up, and everything, all the windows in the back. We didn't have the upstairs boarded up, and we didn't have the back door. Our back door has like a window in it, and we obviously didn't board that up because we needed a way to get in and out, you know. So yeah, it hits, and luckily my family kept power the whole time. But you guys, Sunday night when it came through our area, we know people who lost power at 7:30, at 10, and literally just got power back today. And it's Thursday, okay? This thing came through on Monday, and it took that long without power. And what a lot of people don't realize is not a lot of restaurants or anything was open, so there wasn't anywhere to get like hot food or like a nice shower, and it was very saddening. But anyway, kind of back to my story. So I go out Monday morning, and we couldn't see the front yard because we were boarded up, but we went out there, and it was, obviously, we didn't get a tree on our house or anything, and I know there were so many fallen trees that affected so many people, but when I went out there, there was just limbs and debris and one huge chunk, like not just some branches, y'all. I mean, this was, oh my God, it had to be like the base of a freaking tree was down, and it was a lot. We were so thankful, do not get me wrong, that we didn't lose power. We have DirecTV, and if you know anything about DirecTV, it usually goes out with the slightest bit of rain or the one cloud because it's satellite based, but it didn't go out. The news was able to stay on the whole time. Our lights flickered and stuff, but a lot of people's transformers blew, but we didn't. But pretty much everyone I know didn't have power. Josh's condo here didn't have power. Pretty much his family, my family, no one had power. But luckily we were very fortunate in that. We were very fortunate. We moved our cars to the backyard, or else they probably would have been pummeled with all sorts of stuff. But it definitely had its effect, and you just kind of have to spring into action and, you know, take down everything. It's like my dad worked so hard. My throat's starting to get, My dad worked so hard to put all of that up, and then we had to start taking it down and try and get back to normal. And it was hard. It's hard to get back to normal. I think everyone was so sluggish because you're just so, you know, relieved that it's gone. And then if it had damage, you're probably starting to stress about that as you're relieved that it's gone. But we were just so fortunate in that aspect that we were able to keep electricity and stuff. My mom's friend actually had to come stay with us. What's crazy about her situation, she had a downed power line, which they were very adamant about. If you have a downed power line, call the company, they need to come out. That's so dangerous, because if the power gets flicked back on or what have you, then people are going to get electrocuted. So, or if it touches a puddle or something. So she actually had a down power line going across her driveway, and she kept trying to get a hold of all the different power companies around here, and they wouldn't come. So she ended up coming to my parents' house for the night, and we all made dinner together, and her and her family stayed the night, and they left the next morning. But yeah, it was to that point where people were literally having to like open up their homes to other people. We gave our generator, since we didn't need it, away to a family friend so they could use it. But yeah, it was just crazy. And luckily today, people that didn't have power are starting to get power. But there was a high chance that there are still people without power. So there will be people without power for weeks. And I see the trucks on the road. I know people are working really hard to get that done, but still, just you take things for granted. I mean, power and being able to get what you want when you want, and all these things in America we take for granted so much. And I just feel for the people in the islands that were affected, that they're not fortunate to be in America where things get replenished and people are willing to help and all these things. They're not fortunate like that. I mean, and they got hit with some of the worst of this storm. And you guys, I saw the images of the Keys and I had a breakdown. Me and Josh were just there in July for my birthday cruise. I'll try and remember to insert some pictures here. But we took a picture by like the southernmost point and everything, and got to see the town, the Duval Street, and to hear that it was ruined is so sad. The southernmost point has a chunk missing out of it. That's such a big historic spot. I mean, the whole town of Key West is such a big, historic, amazing spot, and I'm so fortunate that I was able to go. I know, you know, Florida's strong. It will rebuild itself and everything again, but it's just super sad to see such an amazing town that has such an amazing culture and atmosphere be torn to shreds like that. I was watching so many videos and people just lost everything. I mean, the winds literally opened up their home and flew everything out. It's gone, like everything is gone. And I just can't imagine, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy, and it's scary because who knows if there's enough funding and federal funding and stuff to aid in these two hurricanes, you know, with Harvey and Irma, and freaking Jose is still out there hanging out. I'm like, please do not come here. I can't deal with that stress again. But pretty much throughout the whole situation, there were some positives. I mean, me and my family, after going through that and those crazy winds, realized that if anything stronger, I think when it hit our area, it was only a Cat 1 or 2, which is nothing to laugh at, because those winds were strong. To be a Category 1, I think it has to be in the 70-mile-per-hour wind era. And that was scary, those 70-mile-per-hour winds. And then double that for, you know, some people that got hit near the eye wall is insane. But we definitely decided that if anything stronger was seriously going to come our way, that we would evacuate. We would have no choice because our house wouldn't be able to stand it. Wow, the battery's starting to run out. But yeah, this has been life-changing. You really start to appreciate the little things when this happens. I hope that this starts a conversation about climate change and the changes we need to make as a human species, because I don't think this is normal. I don't think these crazy hurricanes are normal. They are catastrophic, and I think this is Mother Nature trying to give us a sign. I'm just so blessed that me and my family and everything's okay, and my heart and my thought goes out to people all over Florida and in Texas and the islands, and you know, other states that have been affected by this as well, Georgia and stuff that were also hit. Just thoughts out to everybody, and